a couple minutes late. We'll get you your books when we're done with this. If you guys want to follow along with me, you can make notes. This is also going to be up on our website. It is welcome. We know everybody has a choice when they want to go to school, so we appreciate you choosing us. I promise you the experience will be positive. For some of you, it might even be life-changing. But for the most part, know that we're glad you're here. We're going to help you get to where you want to go. So ACI is the place to be, obviously, because we are here. I'm John. That's my brother Tom. We own the school. We're the school brothers. So a little bit of history. ACI is a family-owned and operated career school that's been in business since '82. The training programs offered here will enable you to earn a good living wage and grow. And again, we're glad you're here. Just a little bit of information here. For court reporting, those of you in that program, there's a projected shortage of 825 reporters in Texas in the next 8 years. That's according to the National Court Reporters Association. Paralegal, the expected job growth in Texas is 27% compared to 8%, which is the national average, and that's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. For medical assistants, there's projected to be an increase of 138,900 jobs from 2014 to 2024. That's a 23% increase. Medical office specialists. As of May 2015, there are 85,390 medical office, billing, and coding jobs in Texas, the highest of any state in the country. And again, that's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Administrative assistants, there's a projected job openings of 323,100 between 2014 and 2024. Nursing assistants, expected to grow much faster than the average occupation. Projected openings almost 600,000 between 2014 and 2024. So what you're training for, there's going to be plenty of openings, there's going to be plenty of opportunities. We just need to get you the skills you need to get there. Okay, the Learning Resource Center is room 1, and guess what? Does this look familiar to anybody? This is where we are, right? So if anybody says, well, that's in the Learning Resource Center, this is room 1 right here. It's open Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m., Wednesday and Friday from 8 to 5. You can also get in here on Saturday on an as-needed basis. So you met a couple of people this morning. Candace is the head of records. If you're a distance ed student, she should be emailing you a schedule if she hasn't already. Marietta is the young lady that answers the phone at the front desk, and she's also the one that crochets. Who just learned to crochet? Right there. Right. You can also talk to Tabitha, who's in here helping us this morning, and Janelle in the admissions department. I want to emphasize, don't lose a connection with your admissions person when you start school. They want to be here for you when you start, while you're in school, and when you graduate. So keep that connection going. Questions regarding subjects or courses, you want to see the instructor for that course. So depending upon your program, you may have one instructor, you could have as many as 2 or 3. Each instructor has office hours, and we're going to talk about that too. If you're a distance ed student, you want to be reminded that your instructor will correspond with you via email primarily. She will also use the phone and text messages. You need to respond to her within 24 hours. That's a requirement of any distance ed students, so keep that in mind. Or as I tell my 22-year-old son, for goodness sake, please check your email. There might actually be something important in there from your school. So remember that. Urgent matters, this is my email, this is my phone number. I can also, if you want to write down my cell phone number, it's 817-996-1058. Call me or text me anytime, and I'll try to get back to you within 24 hours. If I can't help you, I'll refer you to the correct department. Questions regarding financial aid? We got the dynamic duo of Tom and Tommy, who will be doing a presentation for us this morning. Questions for career services? See Allison. There she is right there, and her bright, shiny face. She's here Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. She's also got her own presentation this morning. Well, she will also give you her cell phone number, which is also listed right there. Email's a great way to contact. Okay, attendance. These are the things you want to do. Arrive at your scheduled class on time. Distance ed students, you must complete the required number of hours each week. And I'll say this a couple of times. If you're a distance ed student or you're taking a distance ed class, either now or in the future, you must log weekly participation for attendance. That's a requirement. If you're unable to attend, you can call or email your instructors. They'll give you both that information this morning and let them know what's going on. Key, important, distance ed students, again, weekly participation is required for attendance. Your class schedule should be attached. Just glance at it one more time. If for some reason you didn't get one, we'll get you one before we're done here. If you're in court reporting and yours says nursing assistant, please let someone know so we can get that taken care of for you. If you cannot locate a classroom, or if you have a question that remains unanswered, please feel free to request assistance from staff members or instructors. That's really important the first couple of days while you're on campus, because this building, everybody should have had a tour, but it's bigger than it looks on the outside. So you can get turned around in here, so just ask a friendly folk to point you to the correct classroom. Schedules, grades, modifications, advising uniforms. You can see Candace in the records office. There's her information. And again, she's here 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. And she's also available by email. Parking. Anybody drive a car? You almost have to if you live around here, right? Okay, tomorrow you want to park in the north side of the building and go through the student and faculty entrance. And in order to get in there, you need to know this secret code here, 5132, and turn the doorknob to the right. Again, please do not share this with anyone else. If you have someone that's coming to meet you or drop something off or meet you for lunch, you want to be sure to have them come into the front desk and get a visitor's badge. Now, I used to have a slide here that said turn off your phone, don't be on your phone in class. Well, that's not practical anymore, right? So we want you to use your phone. There are all kinds of apps out there that help you with time management, help you with study tips. There's a medical assistant app. There's a legal assistant app. There's a court reporting app. There's a certified nursing assistant app. App Up. Use those apps and they'll really help. App Up. How about that? Children. Who's got kids? I heard somebody's got 3, 2, 4. Anybody got 4 besides Tom? Please don't bring your children into the computer labs. They're not child-proof. Buildings open at 8 a.m. on regularly scheduled school days. If you need in the building prior to that, there's a doorbell back there on the student and faculty entrance. Tutoring. Every instructor gets here 30 minutes before class starts and stays at least 30 minutes after. They'll come in earlier or stay later if you need it, but take advantage of it. If you're having trouble with something, you want to go over your test, anything like that, instructors are here for you. Distance ed instructors, day, evening, and weekend availability. Email, calls, or texts will be returned within 24 hours during scheduled academic term, 7 days a week. So communicate with your DE instructors if that applies to you. There's a 10-minute break between each class, with the exception of the last class period. And distance ed court reporting students, this is a special message to you. You're required to put in the 20 to 25 hours per week. That's the commit. Please keep that in mind. This includes live classes and discussion. Lunch is from 11:50 to 12:15. Not very long. So we've got student refrigerators, we've got vending machines, and we've also got a catering truck that comes by the patio at about 11:45. Okay, so coming soon, we're going to have an ACI pantry back there. It's going to have all this good stuff in there, and it's going to be all automated. And so when it does open, I think on the 21st, everybody that's an active student is going to get a little card. I think it's got $2 on it. So you can try it out, see how it works. Smoking. Anybody smoke? Come on, we're all entitled to one bad habit. So we have one designated smoking area. It's on the porch next to the break room. You have to go out the student and faculty entrance, turn to your right to get there. And this includes electronic cigarettes. So please, that's the one designated area. Give yourself some time to get used to new people, a new schedule, new instructors, if applicable, a new route to school. If you're a distance ed student, a new learning environment, or maybe a new learning platform. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Everybody needs help now and again, and we're here to help you. And here are some of my favorite tips for success while attending ACI. Go to class. Number one, kind of a no-brainer, but that's essential. We've got several nursing assistant students in here. You guys are on an hour requirement. So in other words, you don't put in the required hours during the course time, they can't let you complete. So that's really important. Communicate with your instructors and ACI staff. Let us know what's going on. If there's an issue, maybe we can help. If we don't know about it, there's no way we can help. So let us help. For distance ed students, find a quiet place where you can do your work without being interrupted. So get yourself a quiet place if you're a distance ed student where you can study and get stuff done. Use your smartphone. Sign up for my text alerts. That's the number one way. That's the first thing that I use when there's an announcement. Have some fun. Meet new people today. I mean, you guys are kind of in close quarters, so introduce yourself to some people. Don't forget the Wi-Fi password is teach me with an exclamation point, and the T and the M are uppercase. This is how you can sign up for my text alerts if you want. It's voluntary. You don't have to. It's a one-way, and you can opt out at any time. You should have an orientation packet, a schedule, a calendar, and a map. If you're on social media, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just one more thing that wasn't on here. Now have an ACI YouTube channel. Just search Arlington Career Institute, and this orientation is going to be on there. Remember that there'll also be a link to it on our website.
First of all, a big welcome to all of you. And we've got a good-sized crowd here today. And also a special welcome to the students watching this presentation online. This is the first time we've done this, so new territory for us. And my primary responsibility is overseeing the financial aid and the business office, but I'm here to help you guys with anything. If you lose your money in the vending machine, you need a book, you need to help making a copy, I'll help you with anything. So I'm just not limited to the financial aid and business office. I can help you with anything, or if I can't, I'll get you to the right person that can. This picture up here is a picture of some of our medical assistant graduates, recent graduates, and just like you guys, at some point in their life, they said, you know what? I need to increase my job skills. I need to go to school. And so that's kind of why you guys, that is why you guys are here today. And they started off in the exact same room that you guys are in today. Maybe a little anxious, maybe a little anxiety. But you take a look at them, they got through the program, and you guys can too. This is the way that you want to end up, right? You want to end up graduating, just like they did. What you're doing today is, as far as you're investing time and money in education. And time and money invested in education always brings the best return. Does anybody know what famous American penned that term, that phrase? Anybody want to guess?
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin. Very good. Time and money invested in education always brings the best return. So I know everybody's ready to get into class, so let's move along here. A few important things to remember about the financial aid and business office while you're here. First of all, the location. I think most of you have been to the office to do your processing, and my son Tommy probably did most of your paperwork. You got myself and Tommy. You got the old guy and the young guy. So we're here to help you. And this is where you come to make your payment, turn in paperwork, stuff like that. Some other important things to remember: always check your email daily. John touched on this. That's our primary contact with you guys. We need something from you, that's what we're going to do. We're going to email you. Anyway, I was helping a student the other day, and I said, well, I sent you an email. And she said, well, what email did you send it to? And I told her, and she said, oh, that's my old email. So make sure that we have the right one. She's like, oh, I never checked that one. Make sure you have your right email, and you guys check that every day. The FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you guys that are receiving federal student aid, you had to complete that. We assist you with that. We'll make sure it's done correctly. If there's some problems or corrections that need to be made, we'll walk you through the process. We're just not going to say, hey, you need to do it on your own. We're going to help you make sure it's done correctly. So if you haven't done that, we'll be getting with you really quick to do it. I think most of you have. The master promissory note through direct loans. Again, if you have the federal student aid and you have the direct loans or the student loans, you need to do this. This one kind of falls through the cracks because once you do your FAFSA, you have to wait a few days before you can do this one if you've never had student loans before. They have to verify your identity, etc. It takes about 2 to 3 days. So usually this is the one that we'll follow up and say, hey, you need to do your master promissory note. And again, we'll help you with the process to make sure it's done correctly. If you've ever had financial aid before, or if you've never had financial aid before, write down this website, this nslds.ed.gov. This is a way for you to go online and track your federal student aid or your kids' federal student aid or whatever. If you're going to have federal student aid in the future, whether it's here at another school, this is a way for you to go online and look and say, well, how much have I borrowed so far? How much grant funding, Pell Grant funding have I gotten? By the way, is there a limit to the number of amount of Pell Grant funding you can get? Does anybody know? There used to not be, but the government came out 4 or 5 years ago and said you can only get 6 years of grant money as an undergraduate student. Anyway, very helpful website. You got to know your username and password for FAFSA to utilize this. Again, we'll help you set it up if you want to. Private payments. Okay, nursing assistant students, real simple. You guys, and this is kind of what it looks like. You should have been emailed a payment schedule. It's got your detail on there, date your payment is due, if you agree to weekly payments, bi-weekly payments, whatever you agree to. So again, check your email. That's where it should be. Now we try to invoice you on a weekly basis and get that into your email every week. If we miss an invoice, that's not an excuse for you to not make your payment. You've got this payment schedule. If you don't make your weekly payments, then we have to notify your instructor and send out a do not admit notice to her. We don't want to do that. If you miss your payment, that's what we have to do. And we take cash, check, charge, debit card, money order. If you got any questions about that, come see me or Tommy. So pretty simple, guys. In-school deferments, if you've been to another school and you want to defer those prior student loans. Anybody ever had a student loan before? Hey, you want to postpone the payments on that prior loan, come see us. It's a quick process, one form. Maintain satisfactory progress to be eligible for federal student aid. If you have questions about your federal student aid, come see me or Tommy. Stuff is a lot like your tax return. It's all based on individual situations. Teacher's not trained to give you the right answer, neither is your fellow student, the receptionist. Come see Tommy and I. We'll make sure you get the right answer. Student loan exit counseling. Again, the federal student aid, if you have direct loans, you have to complete exit counseling with us before we can clear you to graduate. In graduation, that's the way you want to end up. 1098T, any cash that you pay us while you're in school here, and this is on down the road, but when you do your taxes for 2017, any money, and nursing assistant students, this includes you, you can try to get the education credit on your tax return for the money that you paid us in cash or student loans. And eventually, if you're getting a refund, what will that do? It's going to increase your refund, right? So we send these out in January, so watch for that. Again, I know this is down the way, but just a heads up. It can help increase your refund on your tax return. Pretty simple, guys. Nursing assistants, make your payments on time, turn in your paperwork, and you guys shouldn't have any problem. Everything will be smooth. It's the bottom line. Make your payments on time, turn in your paperwork, and you're not going to hear much from the business office at all while you're here. So study tips. John went over a few of his. Show up for class every day. Review your note-taking skills. You're going to be taking some notes. And also, it's not up there, but you're going to be doing some reading. You guys got these books in front of you. So if you're a little weak on your reading skills, or maybe you haven't been reading as much lately, try to do some extra reading. Pick up a magazine, newspaper, read stuff online. Try to build that reading skill up a little bit because you're going to have to do some reading. Record your lectures on your devices, your smartphone. Man, when studying for tests, you can read something over and over and over and say, okay, I got this. But when you get in a testing situation, you're kind of anxious anyway. What I found that worked for me is I would write out the question and answer maybe at least 2 times. On the ones I was having trouble remember, maybe 3 times. And that helped it stick in my brain rather than just reading something over and over and over. Make sense? Utilize the technology, Google, YouTube. Every subject that you take, you're going to find some information on Google, YouTube, Wikipedia. So utilize that. Okay, the other one's real important too. Work on building your self-confidence. You got to fight this anxiety monster every day. That guy's out there. He keeps us from trying new things. He tries to beat down our confidence. So every day you got to fight that guy. And one of the ways you can do it, you've taken a good step today by showing up here. The other way is every assignment that you complete, every test that you pass while you're here, you're fighting this guy. You're building your self-confidence. And watch out for people that are out there that are jealous of what you're doing. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a family member, and saying, you can't do that. So-and-so, you can't do that. What are you trying that for? Watch out for those people because they're jealous. You know who I'm talking about, right? John mentioned this, try to have fun. And then remember, the way you're supposed to end up is to graduate. That's the way you want to end up. Make that your goal today. And the last thing, it's not up there, but you guys, you need to be proud of yourself for what you're doing today, what you're starting. Because not only is it going to improve your life, but it's also going to improve the life of your family and your family members.
So how is everyone today?
Good.
Everyone is here for a purpose, right? Well, the reason that everyone that works here at the school works here is because we want what's best for you and we want you to succeed. So we're here for you. I know the door to my office is always open, so if you have any issues, feel free to come and see me and let me know how I can help you. As John said earlier, I'm here from 8 to 5 during the day, but I'm also here in the evenings, so if any of you work and you can't catch me, you've got to run out to get to your job right after class or anything, feel free to give me a call. I'll help you as much as I can. I'll make time for you. I have a cell phone. Call me, text me in the evening. However I can help, please just let me know. And Candace, she's our Director of Student Services. She's here from, I need to change that, 8 to 5. And again, she'll also make time for you whenever you need it. What you guys don't know yet is that I myself have sat in an orientation much like you. And actually, when I started school, it was in July. So many years ago, in July, I sat in an orientation just like you so that I could go to school for medical assisting. And this picture was one of my favorite days. It was the first day I was getting to stick someone. Or as I like to say, I was getting to stab someone for the first time. I know the anxieties and the pressures, everything that you might feel as a student because I've been there before. You've got your family life, you might have work, and you've got your school stuff, and sometimes it's just overwhelming. So because I've sat where you are, please, if there's anything, come and talk to me. Don't feel so overwhelmed. That's why I'm here. Some different assistance that I can offer is I can help you to find a job while you're here in school. Just because you started school doesn't mean that your bills stopped. I can help you find a job so that you can still meet your bills and you can still come to school. If you don't have a resume, I can help you create one. And maybe you have a job interview coming up. And I don't know about you, but I get nervous in job interviews. So we can do some mock interviews, go over some questions that might be asked just so you can feel a little bit more comfortable. And once you finish school, guess what? I'm going to send your resume out so that you can find a job. So I am really here just trying to help you get out there and start bringing in some cash. For the students that are in the longer programs, there is a career development class. It is a part of your curriculum. It's a graded class. And all of those things that I just mentioned with the creating your resume, creating a cover letter, we'll even talk about job search techniques, and we'll do mock interviews as part of that class. And even for the CNA students, I will help you create your resume, and I'll try to fit in some mock interviews, and if you feel like you need more, swing by my office anytime. I get calls, seriously, every day from places that are telling me, hey, I need someone in this field, that field. A lot of calls about nursing assistants, paralegals, medical assistant, all of those calls. So they're calling because they want to hire someone. There's a bulletin board right next to my office with jobs. I update that every Monday. I also post them on Facebook and on Remind, which is like a one-way texting app. I send out a text and you get to read it if you're interested in applying to that position. I usually have a link there. Just click on it. You can do it from your phone. Here's how you can reach me. You can email me. To sign up for Remind, you would text at MSABONA to the number there, which is 81010. My cell phone number is also here, so text me, call me, let me know how I can help you. And you can also find me on Facebook. I post jobs on there. I like to see what's going on with my students because sometimes life gets busy and you guys don't get a chance to talk to me. Everybody posts their business on Facebook. So if I can see that something's going on, or maybe there's some reason I should come talk to you and maybe congratulate you on something, that'll be on there, and it's kind of just a way to stay connected. So once you graduate, because that's why you're here, right? You want to graduate? I want you to still keep in touch with me. Just because you finish school doesn't mean that the relationship you have with the people here at school ends. This form you see here is a Texas Workforce Commission form. And this kind of helps us to keep track for the Texas Workforce Commission that you were able to find a job that is paying you a living wage once you finish school. So let me know. Once you finish school, come talk to me. And we can fill out this form. If you're continuing your education, maybe you finish a program here and you're like, I want to go further. I can help you with that, with filling out this form. Now, we talked about Candace and Student Services a few minutes ago. And again, we are all just here to help you. Candace also understands that there's times that things happen in your life. And especially being in school, sometimes things just get overwhelming. And so she has connections and resources. Maybe your car broke down and you need a ride. She can network and try to help you get a ride to and from class until you can get your car fixed or whatever's going on. Maybe you just need a listening ear. Anything at all, please come talk to us. And you should never, ever feel embarrassed about needing help. I have needed help in my life. I don't know anyone who hasn't at some point, whether it's just a listening ear, anything at all. Please don't feel embarrassed, because everyone has needed help in their life. Now, if you've looked at your schedule and you see something's wrong, who should you go to? You can go and talk to Candace. She's the one that will help you make those necessary adjustments. Now, John and Tom mentioned their keys for success, and to add to that, I have go to class. That is so important. If you're not in class, you're going to miss something, and you might think, oh, I'm only 20 minutes late to class. Trust me, you missed something. As an evening instructor, I can tell you firsthand you missed something, because those first few minutes of class is when I'm going to give you the introduction of what I'm teaching that day. And I know some of the other teachers are the same way. I'm telling you what we're teaching, what we're going over, and you will end up missing something if you miss just one class. Every class is important. Another thing, form a study group. You have all these people sitting around you that are in the same classes as you. And 2 brains are better than 1. So being able to kind of bounce ideas off of them as you're doing your assignments, that does not mean cheat or copy off of each other. Study groups are totally different than cheating. Talk to them, bounce ideas off of each other, maybe work on a project together. That way you're getting to know each other, but you're also going over that information more. And someone maybe hold you accountable to do that homework. Don't forget, your teacher wants it turned in right now. And also talk to your teachers. If you don't communicate with them, how are they going to know that something's going on? Maybe you need a little bit more time for a test. Maybe something came up and you're going to be a little bit late to class. Maybe you can't make it to a class because you have childcare issues. Talk to your teachers. Let them know what's going on. They're not going to eat you. We're here to help you. And we all just look forward to seeing you get to the next level. And also, we love to have fun here at school. This was Nerd Day, hence the tape on our glasses. So have fun as you continue your journey for education.